Our solar system is made up of 8 planets that orbit around a single star called the Sun. There are 4 small inner planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, and 4 large outer planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The outer and inner planets are separated from each other by an asteroid belt. The inner planets, also called the terrestrial planets, are closest to the Sun and possess hard outer crusts and molten metallic cores made mostly of nickel and iron, so they are subject to tectonic activities such as volcanism. And they possess atmospheres above their surfaces too. The inner planets are also smaller and denser than the outer planets, which are referred to as gas giants due to their enormous size and the fact they are comprised almost entirely of gases. The reason that the inner planets have hard rocky surfaces is that when the solar system was forming, the extreme heat mainly allowed elements with very high melting points, such as silicon and iron, to survive. So when cooling occurred, those elements were able to provide the raw materials from which these planets' rocky surfaces are formed. The inner planets most likely obtained their original atmospheres from outgassing of trapped or absorbed gases that were able to avoid vaporization from the heat.
Of the 4 inner planets, Mercury is the one closest to the Sun, rotating around it once every 88 days. Mercury lacks a moon. It is roughly 1/3 the diameter of Earth and is the smallest planet in the solar system. Mercury has a relatively large core made of nickel and iron, a silicate mantle, and an extremely thin atmosphere containing hydrogen and helium. Its surface can reach temperatures up to 427 degrees Celsius during the daytime and drop to -168 degrees Celsius at night. Mercury, which is the least explored of the inner planets, is textured by impact craters and small ridges that formed very early on in its history. Water in the form of ice may exist in the craters at its poles. Venus, the second planet from the Sun, is similar in size to Earth. It has no moons and is the hottest of the planets, with a mean temperature of 462 degrees Celsius. This is due to the fact that its very dense atmosphere is able to hold massive amounts of heat because it consists of 96% carbon dioxide. Its atmosphere contains trace amounts of water vapor as well. Like the surface of Mercury, Venus is covered with large impact craters. It is also home to 167 known volcanoes, some of which appear to be still active. Venus has been the subject of numerous space probes since the 1960s, 10 of which made successful landings on the planet's surface. Future missions are planned to study its geology and investigate its volcanic activities. Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun. It is the largest and densest of the inner planets, has the largest moon, and is the only planet with a significant hydrosphere. In fact, water covers over 70% of its surface and is abundant in its atmosphere. Earth's recorded temperatures have ranged from 56.7 degrees to -89.2 degrees Celsius. Earth's lands are home to a wide range of features, including huge mountain ranges, broad plains, arid deserts, and deep rocky canyons. All of them are shaped by geological activities that include plate tectonics and water and wind erosion. Perhaps most importantly, Earth is the only planet where life is found. And living things inhabit almost every part of its surface, as well as the sky above it, and its aquatic environments too. Its unique atmosphere is 21% oxygen and 78% nitrogen, and is able to block out much of the Sun's harmful radiation, allowing for fairly stable temperatures. Earth's plants and algae have actually changed the planet's atmosphere by producing nearly all of its oxygen. Mars is the fourth of the inner planets and is the farthest from the Sun. The planet has 2 small moons and a thin atmosphere made up mostly of carbon dioxide. It rotates around the Sun once every 687 Earth days. Mars is the coldest inner planet, with a range of surface temperatures between plus 20 degrees to negative 153 degrees Celsius. Mars possesses significant amounts of water in the form of ice, especially at its poles. Dusty avalanches like this one have even been photographed on Mars. The surface of Mars possesses huge volcanoes like the one seen here, which is 3 times the height of Earth's tallest mountain, and huge impact craters too. Mars is known as the red planet due to the fact that its surface is rich in red-colored iron oxide. Small areas of Mars have been extensively explored by Martian rovers, which travel over its surface, taking samples and collecting data.